For those who are waiting for house prices to drop, you may be waiting for a while. In this spring housing market update for Los Angeles, I'm going to explain why house prices haven't crashed and why they likely won't anytime soon. Plus, I offer advice to home sellers and buyers on what you can do to strengthen your position when you sell or buy your house this spring. The same problems we are experiencing here in Los Angeles are happening nationwide. Homeowners are locked into low mortgage rates, so they're not moving, and home buyers are competing for the same houses, so prices are holding steady. It's frustrating when you want to move on to something better, and I can sure understand how the market seems very uncertain. There are always people who need to move though. If that's you and you're selling your home, this could be the opportunity to cash in on your gains. If you're buying a home, it can feel impossible, but it doesn't have to be with the right support. Hi, I'm Chasity Lousteau, real estate broker in West Hills, California. In this spring housing market update, I break down the trends in 3 parts: housing supply and demand, mortgage interest rates, and home prices. For residential single-family homes in Los Angeles County, first up is housing supply and demand. Here are new listings, or how many new homes have come on the market for sale. This is at 3,432, up 7.2% from the same time last year. It's good that we're gaining inventory, but we really need a lot more than this. We're currently down 1,100 homes from 2 years ago and 1,500 homes from 5 years ago before the pandemic. We're not quite at the inventory levels we need for all the buyers we have. Here are the active listings, or the homes for sale that are not yet under contract. At 6,540, we're down 16% from where we were last year, and we are way down from 5 years ago, where we had nearly 15,000 homes for sale. Let's hope that the inventory moving through spring looks closer to 2022 when inventory was climbing. Now we'll look at the Los Angeles County demand year over year. What this chart tells us is the prior 30 days of pending sales, those homes that have gone under contract and are in escrow. At the end of February, the demand for homes was 2,020. That's actually down from last month and down from the same time last year. Even though this went down, what we would need to remember is the real issue here, which is the lack of home for sale. Last year we had 7,800 homes for sale. This year we have 6,500. The current demand is on pace with last year, even with less inventory. Looking at supply, the month supply of inventory is currently at 2.5. So here in Los Angeles County, at 2.5 months of inventory, the advantage goes to the home sellers. People have been talking about a housing crash or a substantial drop in house prices for some time now. But what it would take for that to happen is either a huge increase in supply of homes for sale or a huge decrease in demand. And the signs are not pointing for buyer demand to stop. Even with the current lower levels of supply, we still have more demand, which is what is holding house prices steady and even going up in some neighborhoods. Looking at a longer term view, the last time we were in a balanced housing market with 6 months of inventory was back in February 2012. Now look at where we are at the top of the recession in mid-2008, in the middle of the housing crisis. We had 42,000 homes for sale in Los Angeles County. That was 14 months of inventory. Today we have 6,500. That's an 85% decrease from where we were during the housing crash. These two markets are totally different. Looking at the graph, you can draw a line, that's the green line, so you can see what a normal supply of housing inventory would look like in Los Angeles County. And we are still below that supply of homes. The data simply isn't pointing to house prices crashing. The next thing we want to look at is expected marketing time. This shows us the year-over-year median days on market, with a number of days it takes for a home to go from listing to sale. For Los Angeles County, the median is 14 days. That's the middle number. Even if we looked at the average, which is 35 days, a little bit higher than the median, it's still very fast. Last year at this time, the median days was 24. 2 years ago, it was 10 days. All these points are telling us is that homes are selling fast. Anything selling in less than 60 days time is an indication of a hot seller's market. And we have been in a hot seller's market for quite some time, since March 2012. Now, I will say the marketing time tends to increase the higher the sales price goes. So if you are in a higher price point, definitely talk to your local real estate agent and find out what that means for the price bracket that you're in. When we look at listings, supply, demand, and marketing time, we see that buyer demand is higher than the homes that are available to them. It's that scarcity in inventory that creates competition among the buyers that drives home prices up. This is why house prices have not crashed and likely won't, unless we see a dramatic increase in supply or a major slowdown in buyer demand. What we do know is interest rates need to continue to improve to get more people to sell and buy homes. That takes us to mortgage rates. By the way, all these slides are available for download in the description below. After the video, go grab them and give me a call if you have any questions about what this means for your home selling or buying plans this spring. Back to rates. Interest rates play a key role in how all of this is going to pan out. We will have to wait and see what the Fed decides to do with the interest rates as inflation gets more under control and see how things go, this being an election year. This is the Freddie Mac U.S. weekly average for 30-year and 15-year fixed-rate mortgages for last week. The 30-year at 6.88, 15-year fixed at 6.22. This is higher than the 2s and 3s that many of our existing homeowners already have. This chart shows us the historical fixed-rate mortgages dating back to 1971. It's true that today's mortgage rates are over 2.5% higher than the recent 10-year average for 30-year fixed-rate mortgages, but it's also true that recent mortgage rates in the high 6s is lower than the 7.74 average since 1971. So what this chart helps us do is put things in perspective. The good news is rates are projected to come down mid-year as the Fed continues to tame inflation, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Anyone ready to make a move will need to be prepared to adjust, as I suspect more competition for both buyers and sellers as mortgage rates slow down. Now home prices. Home prices are up. The average sold price for Los Angeles is up 3.9% from last year at $1,400,198. And if we turn to the median instead of the average, the median sales price, that very middle number, is sitting at $950,000, still up 10.5% from last year. Taking a look at the historical graph that dates back to 2008, you can see the dip in home prices during the Great Recession and housing crisis. Then a recovery started in 2012. Since then, it has been an upward trend in home prices, home appreciation, and home equity. To me, this speaks to the strength of home ownership and how it can help you build wealth over time. If you are on the fence and are unsure if buying a house or investing in real estate is a good investment, I encourage you to pause and take a look at this chart. Home prices are up and rewards existing homeowners with more equity. 5 years from now, I anticipate houses to be more expensive than they are today, even if it's at a moderate to normal home appreciation rate of between 3 and 6% for Los Angeles County. The bottom line is, other than the rare exception, home prices go up in the United States. Now, advice for home sellers and buyers who are thinking about moving this spring. First, homeowners, what does this really mean for you if you want to sell your house? Know that the longer you wait to sell your house this spring, the more competition you'll have. With more competition, you'll need to make sure your house stands out. You do that by preparing your home to sell, pricing it well, and promoting it using modern marketing strategies. Selling your house this spring can allow you to cash in and take all the equity you've built up in your home to move and perhaps even buy another house. Now for home buyers, what does all this data really mean for you? Well, like home sellers, the longer you wait to jump in and buy a home, the more competition you'll have. You need to be prepared with your finances, either buying all cash or getting pre-approved for a home loan. Don't wait to figure it out until you found the house that you love and you want to make an offer on it. Also, know what you absolutely must have in a home and what things you will be flexible on. One of the best ways to do that is to get out and see houses, as many as you can. Even ones that you think you don't like or wouldn't want can look different in photos than they do in person. So get out and see lots of houses. Buyers, as long as you are financially prepared and can afford to buy a home, buying this spring can help you get in early and start investing in yourself or reinvesting before homes are more expensive a few months from now or a few years from now. Whether you're selling or buying a home, there are professionals who can help you with all of these things. And that's what we do as a full service brokerage. We help you with your real estate and your financing plan. The take home is house prices are not crashing. That's because the low housing supply coupled with high buyer demand. Having current information about what's really happening in today's real estate market with house prices, inventory, demand, and mortgage rates, like what's in this spring housing market update for Los Angeles, is what will give you the confidence, the knowledge, and the freedom to decide what's best for you. If you are here in West Hills with me, be sure to watch the West Hills specific spring market update so you can dig deeper into your local market insights. I'm Chasity Lousteau, real estate broker and mortgage loan originator in West Hills, California. I give you the keys to sell, buy, and finance your home with confidence.